cardio exercises like running and jogging, or would you suggest weight training?
Okay, love this question. You all got that? What is better, cardio or muscle strengthening? This is the million-dollar question, and I must say that I've changed my own views on this over time. If we're talking about weight loss, body fat loss, reversing insulin resistance, I would have said a few years ago that cardio is the most important thing. Now, don't get me wrong, any exercise is good exercise, and we've already gone over some of the regimens that you can institute realistically during the day. But out of the two, muscle strengthening would be my favorite for anyone over the age of 40 especially. And this is for a number of reasons. I'm not talking, by the way, about becoming a bodybuilder. I know most of you don't want to become bodybuilders. I certainly don't want to become a bodybuilder. But what's so important is to maintain muscle mass as one ages, because past the age of 30, naturally, physiologically, the tendency is to lose muscle. And this has consequences. Most people are not doing enough muscle strengthening. They aren't consuming enough protein in the first place, which we've already talked about. But the benefits of regular muscle strengthening are absolutely enormous. Now, when we went over some of the regimens, how this can be achieved, my favored type of routine would be some form of muscle strengthening every single day, and cardio at least 3 to 4 times a week for 20 minutes to half an hour. Now, that's modifiable. Nothing here is set in stone. But I would say if I was to pick one, either you do just muscle strengthening or cardio, it would be muscle strengthening. Because when you do even basic muscle strengthening, not even with a high degree of progressive overload, what you're doing is you're setting your body up for metabolic success. Because muscle is very metabolically active. The muscle that you generate and maintain will really help to improve your insulin sensitivity. We're coming back to that. So when you go about these routines, hopefully you've all taken in my favorite routine, alternating upper and lower body exercises. On your lower body days, also doing some core exercises. When you do this consistently, and you can start off gently with exercise bands, light dumbbells, the benefits are huge on this particular journey of body fat loss and reversing insulin resistance. Other factors will come into play, especially if you're building muscle mass. That may lead to your weight conversely increasing because muscle weighs more than fat. But initially, for most people out there who are suffering with excess body fat, the tendency for weight will be a downward trajectory. And the age-old question, can you build muscle mass at the same time as you lose fat? There's a lot of debate about this. My own viewpoint is you can't do them both simultaneously, because if you're building up consistent muscle mass, you have to have a calorie surplus. And obviously we are focusing here on a calorie deficit, but you can stay strong during the process of fat loss by continuing your muscle strengthening routine. And this is where in the current day scenario, where these weight loss injections are being promoted, most people who are on these are not doing muscle strengthening. I mean, let's be honest here. If they were doing those things already, they probably wouldn't need the weight loss injection, right? So when people lose body fat without maintaining muscle mass, that can lead to very bad consequences. And that's what's happening with these weight loss injections. But you're here because you want to do this naturally. And I would say, get it into your minds early on that muscle strengthening is more important than cardio. Not saying you don't do cardio, certainly do cardio, as we went over in the routine, but that muscle strengthening and keeping up with your muscle mass is going to bring you huge benefits on this journey. You're going to be stronger, and it's going to set you up for better metabolic health over the long term.